Inoue said there's nothing that you have that can give him real problems. All you have is power.
He said that?
Inoue said that.
Okay. Right. I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to say that.
I didn't hear that. I ain't hear that one.
You trying to catch me?
I ain't hear that one either.
I ain't fighting.
Not here.
Huh?
I ain't fighting.
He didn't say that?
Yeah, he said it.
Show me.
Naoya Inoue finally breaks his silence on a potential fight with Gervonta Davis. He also cleared up rumors, stating he never disrespected Tank Davis, despite the confusion caused by a recent interview. This came after Thursday's second press conference for his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach, where NAA addressed reporters' questions at the media event.
I think there's a lot of, compilations that combine things. I think I've seen it, but I don't know if it's...
If he think he said stuff. Yeah, I don't think he said that.
I think I would have been...
Take your hat off. Take it off.
That would have blew up. That would have blew up.
Yeah, they try to get us to...
Yeah, that would have blew up. There's no way.
Okay, well,
Because there's no way he said that.
Okay,
For
listen.
him to be a boxer like that, there's no way he can say...
Most of the questions were typical, but one stood out as extremely puzzling. In the past, Davis and Inoue have expressed mutual respect, with Tank even calling the Japanese star one of his favorite fighters to watch. Despite this, some fans have speculated about Inoue moving up 3 weight classes to fight Davis, a scenario that's highly unrealistic due to the weight difference. Yet, boxing media continues to fuel the narrative. On Thursday, one reporter told Davis that Inoue had supposedly said, "There's nothing you have that can give me real problems, only your power." Davis looked visibly shocked and asked, "He said that?" The reporter insisted, Inoue said that, yeah. Other reporters, none of whom had seen the alleged quote, disagreed. Davis responded, "I don't want to go crazy. You're trying to catch me." The reporter replied, "I ain't trying to catch you. He said it." Davis then challenged, "Show me," because there's no way he said that. For him to be a boxer like that, there's no way he could say that. A few hours later, Inoue cleared up the confusion himself. He tweeted, "I never said anything like that." Most boxing fans familiar with Inoue's interviews weren't surprised by his denial. He's known for being reserved in his comments. Davis and Inoue have both steered clear of speculating about a potential fight, agreeing that it's simply unrealistic. The only time Tank addressed the topic was in a comment on an Instagram post, where he wrote, "I'm not fighting him. He's nowhere near my weight. I don't know why this page keeps posting like this." The idea of a fight between these two stars, Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue, remains a dream scenario for fans, a what-if matchup with two titans. However, the Japanese monster has once again dismissed the possibility, making it clear that such a clash is unlikely to ever happen. Inoue's reasoning highlights a divisive issue in the boxing world. Last December, he solidified his legacy by becoming a 2-time undisputed champion, a rare achievement in the four-belt era, previously accomplished only by Terrence Crawford and Claressa Shields. After his historic win over the Filipino southpaw Marlon Tapp, fans began calling for the Yokohama-based fighter to challenge lightweight knockout artist Gervonta Davis. However, Davis quickly shut down the idea, and now Inoue has echoed his stance. Despite the potential financial appeal of such a matchup, both fighters seem to agree it's not a realistic possibility. Inoue emphasizes that his focus is on fulfilling greater responsibilities within the sport. For the 31-year-old, who became an undisputed champion in the bantamweight division in 2022 and again in the super bantamweight division last year, his journey goes beyond the lure of massive paydays and high-profile victories. His dedication to boxing shapes his path, which is why, as he firmly states, moving beyond the featherweight division is not an option. During an interview with Ring Magazine, journalist Dauk Sugura pressed Inoue on this critical decision, highlighting the significance of his commitment. In the interview, Sugura asked whether the undefeated Inoue would ever consider fighting Davis, even if the odds and a massive payday were in his favor. Inoue's response was clear and unwavering: no. In recent years, boxing has seen an influx of significant financial backing, leading to a controversial trend where marquee fighters prioritize massive payouts over legacy-defining bouts. This debate reignited when Tyson Fury faced MMA newcomer Francis Ngannou in a high-profile cash-heavy showdown in Saudi Arabia, sparking similar waves of criticism within the sport. Criticism aside, Inoue avoids this money-first culture in boxing. He explained, "I always want to show the best Naoya Inoue. I wouldn't decide to fight at featherweight or super featherweight just because the money is good. That's not what I want. Many fighters chase the money but fail to perform and end up quitting. I box not for the money, but to show my best self." Inoue emphasized that while he is motivated by facing strong opponents, Weight divisions exist for a reason. The significant weight difference between him and potential opponents like Davis reinforces his stance against pursuing such mismatched bouts. The weight disparity between Davis and the monster has long been a major obstacle in making their showdown a reality. Even Tank acknowledged this challenge when asked about facing Inoue in the ring. For Naoya Inoue, the featherweight division marks the peak of his boxing journey. While he's open to taking on challenges at light featherweight this year, any move beyond that will depend on how his body withstands the physical demands of these fights. Inoue has made his stance clear, leaving fans to accept that a dream fight between him and Gervonta Davis is unlikely to ever happen. Naoya Inoue's potential showdown with Gervonta Davis remains just a dream. Inoue has solidified his legacy as one of the most dominant boxers of the modern era, showcasing unmatched skill in some of boxing's lightest weight classes. His achievements include undisputed championship status in both the bantamweight and super bantamweight divisions. Recently, Inoue triumphed over Mexico's Luis Narozi, overcoming an early knockdown that nearly changed the course of the fight. That moment acted as a wake-up call for Inoue, pushing him to deliver one of the most commanding performances of his career. His dominance continues to fuel discussions about how he would fare against elite fighters in higher weight classes, with Gervonta Davis being one of the most talked about potential opponents.
This Monday in Japan against Luis Neri, rewatching. Just explain kind of what you think of him as a fighter. You've kind of both progressed in the pound for pound rankings together over the years. When did you first start watching him and what do you make of him now?
I think I started watching him probably like a couple years ago, but he'll fight a fighter. He's definitely someone he got the whole package, I believe so.
Fighters who move up from lower weight classes to face heavier opponents often find it more difficult to secure victories as the challenges become significantly greater. Inoue's decision to step up a weight class or two presents an exciting opportunity for him to truly test his skills after dominating his usual divisions. A prime example of this is Saul Canelo Alvarez, who took a bold risk by stepping up to light heavyweight to face Dimitri Bivol. The move proved to be a tough challenge, as Canelo struggled to maintain his usual dominance against a larger, stronger opponent. For Naoya Inoue, the stakes are even higher, as he considers the potential matchup with Gervonta Davis, one of the most fearsome fighters of recent years. Boxing trainer Virgil Hunter has shared his thoughts on the possible direction Inoue's career might take. Speaking to Fight Hype, Hunter said, "I don't think Gervonta should go below 135. I'm sure Inoue walks around at 140, 145. Inoue would have to move up just like everybody else. Where is the value in Davis coming to a catchweight to fight you? You're big in Japan and I'm big in the States, so there should not be any issue. If you want to fight, come and fight me. Let's not make any excuses." Hunter continued. Ronda fought Lomachenko, and there was no catchweight involved. He dared to take that opportunity. Ronda came up short, but he dared to take it. Charlo dared to fight Canelo at 168, coming from 154, so it's only a few pounds up. And you're getting a little older. I'm sure you could carry the weight comfortably. I wouldn't make any concessions for that fight. Hunter's comments come as Turkish promoter Alik aims to orchestrate a high-profile showdown between Naoya Inoue and Gervonta. To convince Naoya Inoue to agree to a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, fans believe promoter Alal Sheikh will need to secure a weight class that both fighters are willing to accept. Inoue has become a major figure in Japan, earning a fortune by defeating lesser-known opponents, and taking on someone with knockout power like Davis would be a significant career gamble. So far, the only notable name on Inoue's record is the 40-year-old Nonito Donaire. However, Tank Davis simply can't drop to 126 or 122 for a showdown with a Japanese sensation without draining himself completely. Leaving himself with nothing left in the tank, Davis isn't about to sacrifice his health just to make weight and lure Inoue into the ring. Facing off against weaker competition, but a potential bout with Tank Davis would introduce him to a truly formidable opponent for the first time. At 122 pounds, Inoue enjoys a comfortable reign, dispatching his opponents with relative ease. While Inoue is certainly physically capable of stepping up to 135 Ls to face Tank Davis, doing so would put his hard-earned popularity on the line. He would be up against a fighter with both the power and skill to potentially defeat him. Some suggest that Inoue walks around weighing in the mid-140s, further proving he's more than equipped to take on Tank Davis. Naoya Inoue, the 31-year-old four-division world champion with an undefeated record of 27 wins and 24 KOs, is currently competing in the super bantamweight division. At 122 pounds, Inoue would likely need to step up to at least 130 pounds, if not 132 pounds, for a potential showdown with lightweight champion Tank Davis. Some boxing enthusiasts suggest that Inoue's hesitation to move up to featherweight stems from the danger he'd face in a division filled with dangerous opponents who could pose serious challenges to him. Fights where one boxer moves well beyond their ideal weight to challenge an opponent in their more familiar territory aren't unheard of, but they remain uncommon, for good reason. Moreover, it's both unnecessary and unlikely to imagine epic fantasy showdowns or make wild guesses about matchups, whether between today's fighters, legendary figures, or a mix of both. This kind of talk has always led to heated debates, from casual chats at water coolers, bars, and barbershops to today's discussions on message boards and social media. It's a timeless source of entertainment.